Hi, hello, and good evening. It is August 22nd. We are here to talk week 5 in the Big Brother 26 house. We're looking for a quick pod, because the convention is on tonight. We also have to talk the challenge. We got lots to do and not lots of time to do it. So let's get into it. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined, as always, by my festy besties, John Dunphy and Gino Morgino, and this is Strat Chat. You can find us on all the socials at Strat Chat Pod, however, not on the blue sky. So, where do we start with this whole thing? So, obviously, we were left off on a sour note last Thursday because we didn't get to see who won the wall comp, even though once everything came back on, then we found out. Right, I see your face. It feels like it was
That was
so long
It
ago.
does feel like so long ago.
Yes. Once it was down to Tucker and Quinn, Skippy said "F you" and shut everything off. We didn't get to see how things went, but Tucker did take the dub. Yeah. Thoughts here? I was excited to see my first Tucker HOH.
I was excited.
Sorry,
It was. No, I was very excited just because you knew he's going to continue to bring the chaos. Like, as soon as he won, I knew that Quinn wasn't in trouble somehow. It was like...
I felt very differently.
No, I was like, there's no way that a Tucker HOH... He makes the weeks crazy when he's not even in power. When he is in power, anything that you expect to happen is not going to happen. That was my first thought, so I was excited that he won. Yeah,
that's a fair read. That is not what I took from it, though. Both myself and Quinn, when the feeds came back up, were on a very somber note that day. I was like, he's going up, he's going out. In my head, there was no way that this week was going by without Quinn getting evicted unless he won the veto himself. I was stressing.
I just felt like that would have been way too simple for a Tucker HOH.
No, and in hindsight, you're correct.
And especially because of the way the week ended. I mean, yeah, Quinn is still a target, but the way that the whole alliance got exposed, the Pentagon and the collective, like it opened up 4 new targets, so yeah.
Yeah, I was having a hard time. So the Pentagon is inside the collective. All right.
Yeah.
I was really, because they just flashed it across the screen so fast that I was like, I don't know what faces I'm looking at. By the time I get settled into what's going on here, you've already switched it.
You've given me
like,
3 other alliances
look exactly the same, and so I don't really know who was missing or who was not there. So yeah, no, who was missing and who was not there, exactly the same thing. But yeah, I was having a hard time with that. But that, I guess, it doesn't really matter, right? Collective and the Pentagon effectively shut down.
No longer.
That's like
one other note about. I did enjoy Chemo freaking out when he realized that he was saying, "I think we got to blow up the Pentagon," because he's talking about we just have to blow up the alliance, and now he's thinking the FBI is going to be in his house.
It's so funny because at first I was like, I cannot
come in and evict you.
I was like, I cannot believe they put that in the edit, and then people on Twitter were like, that's actually very smart that they put it in the edit, because if somehow, some way he ends up on a watch list for for people tweeting that he has been saying that, the producers can pull up that clip right away and be like,
This is what we're talking about. It was just for fun. We're playing a game. Thank you. We're playing a game.
Twitter, they kept tweeting about it when it happened. So honestly, it's very funny that they even had to think about we should publicize that he meant this.
I thought I had something else to say there. I didn't. But I agree. Very fun. Before we go much further, I definitely failed the two of you
Uh-oh.
and the rest of our audience, and that I did not share the results of our poll from last week in
Oh.
terms of
Oh.
where everyone landed. This is with Shanaea's votes, and she will be texting us her votes and points this week. So she will
Love.
continue to be a part of this process as we continue on. T-Core is in the lead, shutting it down. Everyone loves her, and I feel like those feelings are continuous. T-Core, I think, is actually kind of running this whole thing. Hasn't won a damn thing, but she just keeps moseying around with her influencing a lot. So it does not surprise me. Well, now that I'm looking at this, it does surprise me that Shanae is the only one to not give a damn. But everyone else did, and good for her. In second is Tucker. No surprise there. And many lamentations to the fallen Cedric. At least you did pick up some points on your way out.
Still so
Um,
sad.
yeah, yeah. But even still, doing much better than Leah.
Sorry, girl. I
You're the
tried to
only
throw her.
one.
I tried to throw her a bone, and here we
Yeah,
are.
Poor Leah.
you may have one fruit snack, a singular snack. But the poll is open for you to vote for your favorite house guest of. You can do so by commenting hashtag first name or whoever you like the most. Twitter, it does not work for you. Also, please note if you care to toss a vote to MJ, you are voting for hashtag MJ. The MJ will not be recognized by the three knobs. Or you can use the QR code to vote, or you can visit our story. There's a link there. You can vote as well, and we'll
Huh.
get tallied here. So that was that. So what happened now? Tucker decides to put up Brooklyn, Cam, and Quinn. Um, the whole Quinn thing did not surprise me, and I still was. So, what do you think? Let's just cut to the whole thing. Right? Let's just get to it. Oh, we played hide and go, Veto. Right, worst comp
I
ever.
know. I literally, just so y'all out there know, the second feeds
Mm.
came back up and people were talking about hiding spots, I ran to the group chat and I said, guys, they said Gina's a Quinn fan. She's in the trenches. They have to do something nice for her. We're gonna give her hide and go veto. This is one of my favorite freaking competitions. No, I
I
love hide and go veto.
I generally like hide and go veto. I kind of thought that this was a subpar.
It was pretty tame.
Yeah, I felt like this was like I felt like they were all finding the memory cards, right? They were finding. They felt like they were finding them very quickly. The hiding spots were not very good.
The house was
The
not as
house was
trashed
in
as usual, yeah.
it was in much better shape than I think it should be after a competition like this. So I'm a little disappointed. I was happy to see it back, but yeah, Kyle does not agree on
No,
any
I
of
was
it.
so excited. I knew Kyle was going to be pissed about it. I was
Mm.
elated.
I recognize it as a BBUS staple, but it's not one that I would ever need to revisit. I hate this game. If I was in this house, I mean, I'm sorry, who do you really would you actually enjoy this? Like I cannot be the minority here. Like if you were
I would
in
Are
one
you
love
kidding?
this.
I would have the time of my life.
maybe the time of your life performing the action, but the aftermath, like,
It'd be
would you
worth it.
not be pissed?
It
It'd be
would be
worth
worth
it.
it.
You,
I,
OCD Gina, is going to be okay. If you
Listen,
have no skin in the game, you have nothing to do with this veto, no one's talking about you. Like, what if you're a T-Core? You're just on the outside, minding your business, staying in your lane, and you come at all of your shit is thrown all over, or because somebody's looking for some fucking memory card. No, I would turn that house inside out.
See, but at least after the competition, you have something to do, right? They're always complaining about sitting around having nothing to do. Okay, now let's clean up together. Let's make it a nice, fun house, cleanup.
All right, well, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
also just like,
There's no version of this that ends where I'm just like, you know what? I'm with you. There isn't.
I agree to disagree.
I
That's
couldn't do it.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But watching this one was very funny because, like, one, Brooklyn shouting out Brett, who, like, that is always my favorite performance in Hide and Go Veto because he was fully putting, like, mattresses and, like, dressers on top of that thing. And she was like, I'm gonna do that. But she just kind of like tipped over a mattress, which made Quinn want to check his stuff. And then hers was the first one that was found because she did it badly.
Also, like, why would you hide it in the bag of someone who's in the game? Like, at least have somebody that's outside. It's like Quinn is like, I see that my bag has been touched.
Right.
I'm gonna go find out why. Like,
he's like, my clothes do not look like that.
Like, I'm not gonna remember how somebody else left their laundry bag. I'll probably remember how I left mine. You know,
no,
like,
that's a fair point.
Why would you hide it in someone's bag who's also participating? Brooklyn has just gotten worse and worse as this game went on.
It did also make me laugh though, watching Quinn like leapfrogging throughout the house. Like he like jumped over the way he leapt over that couch. Sometimes I was like, they would have to call an ambulance. I would eat shit trying to run through this house trying to find this thing.
Kyle just can't get over.
Kyle literally has nothing to contribute because he hates it so much.
Anything I have to say is wholly negative, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. But I will say that Brooklyn's nosedive continued in this episode for me.
Oh man.
I have not been on Angela's side for most of her shenanigans, but let me tell you, if you just so freely and with such a cavalier attitude ate my meats and cheeses from my HOH week in front of me
without asking,
it's so fucking rude. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, it's so rude.
That's
and, like,
really bad.
I give Angela so much credit for being able to sit there and not say anything. Like, I couldn't even watch this without becoming like completely infuriated. And I couldn't be happier that she's gone. I couldn't be happier. Like, after this, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, after that whole charcuterie thing, you are definitely done. Like, there is literally no... I could never play this game.
I realized burning bridges left, right, and center.
I realized in this moment, I was like, I'm not as built for this as I thought I was. Like, no way.
I could not agree with you more about the way Brooklyn just so brazenly took someone else's meats and cheeses. Okay.
In front of them,
like
right, not even like you did it and like she
You're
wasn't there. Yeah, honestly,
she probably would have said, "Yeah, have some," you know.
Especially because you don't want to be viewed as an asshole. Of course, she would have said yes, even if she didn't mean it. She would have said it,
right?
Yeah.
I will say that I am glad that Brooklyn did it because I had so much fun. The way that this segment was done with just like Angela on the floor and then the DR and like just the tears and like just this like the emotion that she was feeling about someone else taking her charcuterie board. Yeah, like it was fantastic. One of my favorite things I've ever seen on Big Brother, honestly.
The editors this season are having a field day. There was even a moment where like they were showing, I don't remember if it was the aftermath or like just the scramble right before the vote last week, where like the cameraman fully went like through multiple doorways with them to like follow them, like to whoever it was that was going to that back room. I was like, they said cinema this season. Yeah, they're not playing around.
It's been really great. It's been really great. This segment, it got me. It got me. But I just, the gall, really, to take all of that food that doesn't belong to you without asking, even if the person can't eat it. Like, I live in a house with other people, and, like, if someone brings home, like, a 6-pack of Diet Coke or something, I'll be like, would you mind if I have 1 can of this soda? I'll replace it, I swear. I'm going out in a minute. I'll get you a new can. Like, somebody just full out takes all of that food from someone without asking. Like, that is unbelievable.
Right, and you don't even live with like roommates. Like, you live with your family. Like, like that's even more different. Like, what you just described like sounds correct for people who have like roommates that they're not really like friends with, right? You have that level of etiquette with your siblings. You know, and it's like, and she just no shame. And
then to sit there and like the way that her and MJ were enjoying it as they were eating it, and both being like, someone's got to eat it, can't let it go to waste. And Angela is totally right. She was like, this stuff is good for 2 or 3 weeks just because I can't eat it right now. Like,
yeah,
like,
especially because like, it was her gift. This wasn't like a house thing. Like, this was that was part of her winnings. And then she doubled down when she got out of the house and said to Julia, well, she couldn't eat it. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, you really don't think anything was wrong with that? Like,
Yeah.
you really, like...
And when you think about it, too, like, this came in Angela's HOH week when she literally had nothing. She had no power. She couldn't nom anybody. She couldn't renom anybody.
All she had
was the charcuterie. And Brooklyn took it from her. And so now as we talk about it more and more...
I think it's so funny that Mackenzie is somehow catching no strays for this, by the way. Like, she absolutely did it too, but it's like, nah, fuck Brooklyn.
Because at least the way that the edit presented it to us, because like I definitely was not a feeder this week. I've totally watched as a casual, but like what it showed to me was that Brooklyn was the ringleader. It's almost like she just shared.
Oh, she was, yeah. She at one point she was like, "Oh, we might need another board because they had so much meat and cheese to put out."
God, this is so ridiculous, so ridiculous. Yeah, so happy to. Oop, I don't know what just happened there.
Yeah, I was like, "What's going on?"
So happy to see her gone. Very, very happy. Yeah, it was the first hit for Team Petty. I was excited to maybe be able to say, oh, at least my people made jury, but you know what? Whatever. Trimming the fat. See you later, girl. There was something else about her, though. Oh, shoot. I don't remember what it was now. Oh, her public campaigning tonight, like after she did not win the AI arena. All right, we skipped around a lot. Tucker used a veto on Quinn. He won that ridiculous hide and go veto and took Quinn down.
Which, not for nothing, I was very nervous that wasn't going to happen because there was that whole, like, I was like a feeder adjacent this week, so like I kind of knew it was going on. But there was that whole thing where Tucker was like, all right, don't tell anybody, but here's my plan. You're the pawn, and I'm not actually going after you, and blah, 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 blah. And the whole thing was, don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. And because my dear sweet Quinn cannot keep a secret to save his life and doesn't stop speaking for 1 second, of course he starts telling people. And the fact that Brooklyn went right up to Tucker and was like, hey, Quinn told me that he's the pawn. I was like, damn it! Like, he literally needs to win the veto or we're screwed. And the fact that he like stuck to his guns on that was really crazy. I did not think that Quinn was going to come out of this unscathed.
Quinn is terrible. He's just terrible.
Hold on.
He has no idea what he's doing. He's playing the sloppiest game. He's such a mess. He's annoying as hell. Get this kid out of here already.
Gina was giving like a pseudo glowing review of Quinn. This is like,
you will never catch me saying a bad word about him. I'm sorry. He's a yapper, but I love him.
Oh, God.
It's not just that he's a yapper.
Yeah, there's so many other things.
He's just always screaming, and like it's just.
Can I ask? Even like the first, like the Sunday episode, when we didn't get as much like yelling in the diary room, and it was a lot more like subdued and like honest emotion from him, that didn't turn you around at all. I saw a lot of people
him incredibly grating and annoying.
I saw a lot of people coming around to him when he was like, I'm so screwed. Like, I've had like terrible weeks. I don't know what's going on. He was crying over Cedric leaving. Like, a lot of people were like, you know what? Like, this vulnerability is what I was looking for. I'm more on board with him now. That didn't turn you guys at all?
No.
John's response is like the TLDR.
Quinn, I'm trying here.
Yeah, honestly, but the answer is no. I think it is so far gone at this point that I was actually just reveling in the fact that he was miserable.
I cannot believe we are on such opposite sides. I don't think we've ever disagreed this hard on a person on any show we've ever watched.
He's just so annoying. Like
he really is so annoying.
I love him so much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't have to be sorry.
Yeah, you like who you like.
I absolutely adore him.
Listen, we're individuals. We celebrate individuality here at Strat Chat. So like, good for you, but I think he goes chunks.
I see Shania in the Instagram chat on my side. That's my girl. She knows. She gets it.
I'm so happy that y'all vibe on that. Like, yeah, it's still not my vibe. Sorry. Like, it would definitely ruin it. Like, there's no version of me that's okay. Sober, drunk, or high. I don't see that working. It would not be melodious.
I love him.
Okay. Cacophony of sounds.
You just SAT words left, right, and center here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what he pulls out of me. Sophisticated sass.
You know how you can get me to turn around on him?
when
Get
he's
him on.
turning around, he's out the door. He's
Well,
sitting next to Julie.
Well, that yes. But Gina will help me turn around on Quinn if she can get him on the podcast after the season. How about that?
Oh, you bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna be on it.
And I can tell him how annoying he is to his face.
Like,
No,
he's not
you
gonna
know
wanna
what?
talk to us.
That's gonna be my solo pod. It's just me and Quinn in our interview, and it'll be great. You're not invited.
That is petty approved. You knock yourself out. I'll teach you how to use everything. But first, we do have to get into Julie's fit for the night.
Right, we're doing a podcast. I forgot.
I fear it's a clunker.
Oh, Julie. Oh, Julie. What are we wearing this week?
Okay. This is what we have. We've got this this white blazer with this floral blouse underneath. I would assume sleeveless. Looks like something she picked up from the bargain bin at Dots.
Oh, wow.
As she is with these black slacks she took off the rack. I'm happy that when I removed the background, it kept the star in. All right, because she needed something with a very robust color to know exactly where she's supposed to stand, because it's brand new for her. This, for me, is an absolute not.
Wow.
What is this? This is lazy, even with your chunky jewelry. I don't understand what this is. And what happened to the bob that we saw over the weekend? I don't know what's going on here. We're just getting lazier and lazier. Thank you. Yeah. And you can let us know what you think. Votes are open. Scan the QR code, hot, not, or tepid. Tepid if you're somewhere in the middle. Wouldn't understand why. Sucks.
Wow.
You can also
apparently I'm the crazy person on this podcast because I really liked it.
You can hop in the comments. Hashtag hot, hashtag not, hashtag tepid. Mine's a not. So what? You thought this was a hot, Gina?
I was gonna, yeah. Wow, this is really crazy. I have never.
It is really crazy because this is one of those nights that you're all done up, right? Your hair is looking correct. You got makeup on, earrings are dangling. You've got like some lipstick on, and in your best form, you thought this was Julie's best. I find that fascinating.
Wow. I liked that it wasn't so matchy-matchy with the top and bottom. Like, it was black and white, but also we had, like, the patterns going on underneath. Like, I thought it was just, like, a well-balanced outfit. I thought that the blazer, like, fit her very well. Wow. I really am in the minority tonight, huh? Mm-hmm. Y'all aren't going to agree with me on anything.
No, this is not Gina's night.
Wow.
The only person having a worse night than you is Brooklyn.
Oh my god!
And maybe Julie.
Wow.
Maybe Julie, yeah. Oh
wow.
my god.
Yeah.
Well, I give. I have to agree with Kyle. This feels
sounds about right.
Incredibly lazy. This is eviction night on Big Brother. Why are you just like dressed like you're just coming from the PTA meeting or something?
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't understand.
I
don't
figured
understand.
I'd swing
like,
by my job.
Yeah. I figured I'd put in some FaceTime here.
Wow.
I don't understand. Like, what is happening with Julie's outfits this season? Like, usually by week 5, we've got at least 2 or 3 like real bangers, right? Like, I've given her one hot, and it was reluctantly because it was just better than all the other crap she had worn this season. And now here we are, right back to this again. What is this? Come on.
Back to this again.
You are hosting Big Brother on CBS immediately before their coverage of the Democratic National Convention.
Oh my god.
People are going to be watching you, okay? Do better, Julie. Do better.
Do much better. You are only called to work once a week. You work for 1 hour. And Ainsley covers one of the competitions. We are not asking a lot of you. All right, you have your robust star on the floor. We give you the cards so you remember what show you're on
and what your name is.
Exactly what your name is. What more do you want? You don't have to watch the feeds. We gave you the bullet points. Like, you literally, all you have to do is move around and say "but" first.
Which, by the way, do you think that somebody had to tell Julie, or do you think she knew when she made the joke to Brooklyn about the charcuterie board? Do you think she actually knew what was going on with that, or do you think that somebody told? Oh,
I don't
make a joke
yeah.
about the charcuterie board, and people will love it. Like that's what I feel like happened.
You know, I want so badly to agree with you because, of course, we love to slam Julie. It's a love-hate relationship, right?
Yeah, we
But
love her, but
yeah,
bam, bam, bam.
but bam, 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 bam. But there is a world in which, when she's getting her makeup and hair done, they're showing her like a highlight reel, right? Now, it's also very possible that when they're doing the eyes, right, they don't hit pause. So she's like, and they do highlighter. So she's just listening, but she definitely doesn't know what she's hearing because she doesn't know these voices well enough because she doesn't watch the show. So it's her best guess, and she figures, you know what? I've been doing this for 26 years. I'll figure it out with the cue cards. So,
just the roast of Julie.
But don't you dare replace her. Oh, I'll riot. I'll take off and I'll march. I'll go fly straight out to the LA.
To the LA.
To the LA.
Yeah,
listen, we were all ready to storm those studios when they cut those feeds as soon as it got to Tucker and Quinn. So
that is such bullshit. We get to see the end of competitions, right?
When have they ever cut the wall comp early?
Disgusting. Really rude. Really rude.
Really gross.
And like
almost
I said,
as gross as Julie's outfits.
Yeah.
Skippy was about to catch hands. John!
I actually think the cutoff of the wall comp is more offensive than Julie's outfits. Like, I'll give her that. But like, this kind of tomfoolery felt like something that should happen to people who only watch the feeds on Pluto. Like, that's what y'all get. You don't get to see the finale, right? You want to know, you got to pay. But for those of us who do, with Showtime and no ads, like, I think I deserve to see the end. I bet top dollar.
We pay to see it. How dare you give us the matchup that we've been waiting for and then take it away?
Mm-hmm. And then basically don't. Yeah, it's very rude. So rude.
Yeah, that's what killed me, is that you're not going to show us the end, but then we're going to know who wins. Like,
right, we're still going to know anyway, so just show it to us.
Not that I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but like I also did hear that like typically they do cut feeds to like readjust stuff or like make announcements to them or whatever for like brief periods within the wall comp. And this just happened to be a moment where they cut it to do that, and then the competition ended while they were doing it. So like they never brought them back up.
Do you think that's true?
I don't know.
Or is that just like Paramount Plus propaganda?
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
I heard it from Taryn, so I do tend to give him a little more grace than Paramount Plus.
I'm not buying it.
That's fair.
I don't say I think that's definitely what happened. I'm just saying. I'm offering perspective. Y'all are mad at me today.
Well, it's not really you. I'm just like, I just feel like you're bringing us the crap that the internet spew out. And it's just nonsense. Just nonsense. Just tomfoolery. But that's that. Brooklyn left. Chelsie was her sole vote to save. Sorry, girl.
Yeah.
What do you think happens now? What do you think happens now? It really... I think if Quinn wins, I think Tucker has a problem. I don't think what he did gained him enough equity with Quinn to keep him off the block or keep him out of danger.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Really? Tell me why.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Quinn over the last couple of weeks has kind of had no one. Even the people that he kind of trusted with everything were Chemo and T-Core, and they didn't include him on the flip, like didn't really give him a lot of information. He kind of felt like he was on an island at the beginning of this week. And then Tucker tried to cut a deal with him on the wall. And then even after that, he was like, listen, man, here's what it is. Like, I bigger fish to fry. Like, I don't want you to go right now. And I think that he's going to kind of latch on to whoever he can be aligned with right now to buy him some more time until he gets a little bit more agency in the game. I don't see him burning the one bridge of like somebody that kind of threw him a bone, because I think everybody would have been ready to vote him out this week had Tucker not taken him down.
I could see it going that way. I remember,
I could.
But I also I'm just not sure, because I feel like what was it, the end of last night's episode, right? Like Quinn, of course, screaming in my face, let me know that he was so back because Tucker used the veto on him, and he was going to let this ride as long as he could. But as soon as he had the chance, he was going to take Tucker out. That's what he said. So I don't know. I don't know how long it will last.
But I think he's going to let himself get a little more. I would assume one would want to let themselves get a little bit more agency in the game beforehand. I adore Quinn. His decisions have not been great in this game. So maybe not, but I would like to believe that he would like ride out that wave a little bit longer.
I think that's possible, especially because what we didn't get into, and my fault, is the way that Tucker blew up every single alliance during that veto ceremony. And it does kind of serve as a reset of sorts if people wanted to. So it will be interesting to see who gets power this week, because I think that will realign the house in an interesting way. Because there's a number of different ways this could go. You could either kind of go back to normal and either hide in plain sight or say like, yeah, no, why would I still be working that person even though like it was blown up? Of course I'm not working with them, but you still could. Or you could actually treat this like a real reset. And I think a lot of that will depend on who is actually in power.
Yeah.
I also wonder, because Julie didn't say anything, and I know last year the pre-jury time frame was longer than most. Like I think they ended up having 7 pre-jurors instead of the normal 5. And Julie didn't tell them tonight that they've all made it to jury like she normally does after the last pre-juror is evicted. I don't know if that's because it took them so freaking long with the stupid AI competition that they just didn't have time to go back to everybody in the living room or not. But I don't know. Like, if this is now the start of jury, that is going to change a lot of the way that people navigate. But I don't know if that's the case or not.
Yeah, that's interesting too. I don't think it's the case either, because she does usually say that. And I will say also, just as a quick aside, that AI competition tonight was awful. It was the worst one we've seen yet. I didn't actually think it was ever going to end, which is probably why they basically gave them the answers.
It was
like,
so funny, though. They were like, at this point, just read it and put the pictures up. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like, who could unscramble that? I don't even know what I saw.
Like, even in the beginning when Ainsley is kind of explaining the rules of the competition, I don't know if they hear the same audio or whatever that we hear, but there were so many like dings and sound effects in it or whatever. I could barely hear the instructions for the competition. So by the time they started playing, I was looking at it like, I don't actually know what they're supposed to do with this. Like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad. It's really bad.
Just a bad competition.
It's terrible.
And I don't know why they would choose something like that for a live competition. Like, they clearly needed more time.
It's almost like they didn't expect the AI arena to go this long. So they were like, they got in the group chat, or maybe they hopped on, on Slack, right? That's what the youngins use. They get on the Slack. And they said, who's available for a quick chat? Needs to come up with a new competition for this week. And like, you just got the losers that were available that night. Like, this wasn't the A team. This wasn't the A team. Because everything else that happened in the AI arena so far this season actually was very exciting.
I don't think up until tonight, I don't think there's been a competition all season that I haven't liked.
Right.
Unless I'm forgetting something. But I think I've been pretty into all of the comps.
Yeah, no, this has been...
Yeah, I agree.
Overall, this whole season, I've been loving the comps up until now.
I was hoping we were going to see more with that... I don't know what competition it was, but it was that big. It was something that Angela won. It must have been an HOH. That big square. That whole
the shuffleboardy thing.
Yeah, all the different video things that it could have been. I was hoping that we were going to get a lot more of that. Like, there's so much you could do with that if you can just make it be whatever you want it to be. Like, very disappointed that I don't think we've seen that since, unless we saw some fractured version of it. Yeah, that's all. It's a random thought. Who are y'all giving your points to? The time has come to rate the Houseguest.
Yeah. All right, should I go first? You want to go first? I'll go first. You know what? I almost gave this person a point a couple weeks ago. Decided to take it back, but I think I want to give this point to this person now.
Oh, so you're going from 1 to 3?
Yes. So for 1 point, I will be giving to the doofus Joseph.
The doofus.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
just.
why is he a doofus? Is you
He's
giving him a
just.
point?
He seems like a bit of a doofus. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm a bit of a doofus myself. He just seems like kind of a mess sometimes, but nobody's saying his name. Like I don't know. I was gonna give him a point a couple weeks ago, like I said, and I ended up not doing it. And I feel like I should now because he's just kind of in there. He doesn't seem like he's in any danger, and he's just surviving.
Okay.
And whoever is running his socials is doing A+ work.
Yeah. I heard. So, I guess it doesn't matter now because Brooklyn's gone. But apparently there was some kind of connection between Joseph and
Yes.
Brooklyn.
Well,
Yeah.
from my understanding, Brooklyn was in the house talking to Joseph, being like, "Oh my god, your brother and I, like in high school, we were best friends. Like I absolutely love him. Like we were such good friends. We were so close." And then Joseph's brother was on social media, like, "I have absolutely no idea who Brooklyn is." And it was like, literally like posted a yearbook picture and was like, "Somebody had to send this to me and be like, no, she did go to school with us because I didn't remember her." And she's in the house being like, "Joseph, oh my god, your brother is my really good friend."
Unless that was also part of her game to
don't
make it
know.
sound like, yeah.
Man,
Defender.
It's really
the more
funny.
I think about it too, the more I'm glad Brooklyn is gone. I was getting so tired of that. A mother from Texas, like.
Oh,
shut
if I had to
up.
hear about a married mother one more freaking time.
But so yeah, Joseph gets my 1 point. My 2 points for this week are gonna go. I feel like I keep giving him points, but they're gonna go to Tucker because he's just
Excellent.
there's not like this game would be so boring if Tucker wasn't there. So he gets my 2 points. He probably would have gotten my 3 points this week, but I have to give it to my girl. She was on the block. She won the AI arena. Her game has been in shambles, but she's not going down without a fight. Chelsie gets my 3 points for this week. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. Are you prepared to go next?
I am prepared.
Go ahead.
Well,
And what direction are you going in?
I will go from 3 to 1.
3 to 1. Gina's number one fave. Best person in the house.
Oh,
Yeah. Uh-oh, my 3 points. Uh-oh, they're going to Quinn. Sorry about it. Sorry about it. The fact that we started this week in the worst... Let me explain myself, okay? I know I already did it, but I'm going to do it more. The fact that we started this week in the worst possible positioning, to the fact that Quinn himself was self-isolating, devastated, like my game is over, and had the foresight to say, you know what I've been doing so far is not working. I have to pivot. I have to lead with like honesty and see if that gets me anywhere. Had this whole thing with Tucker, got his number one competitor, his worst nightmare in this game, to not only not want to target him anymore, but remove him with the veto. He completely turned his game around this week. I'm sorry. He's getting all 3.
Okay. All right.
very, very happy for you.
All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
I mean, to cause chaos.
Start over.
I said I wouldn't necessarily argue that he turned his own game around, though. I feel like Tucker just wanted to cause chaos.
But to multiple truths, both of those things can be true. Okay, I still think that Quinn deserves some of the credit for that. Do not you dare put Brooklyn on reindeer games. What do you mean? That is a bad comment.
Reindeer games better be back, though. That's all I know.
Oh yes,
It'll be back. It'll be back.
More reindeer games.
I believe it. I believe in it. All right. So who gets your 2 points?
In the same vein, my 2 points are gonna go to Tucker for similar but different reasons. For somebody that I thought I was going to hate so much preseason, I absolutely adore him and the chaos that he's like injecting into this season. But he also, like, as chaotic as he is, and as much as it looks like he has no idea what the hell is going on, his reads are really solid. Like he's no slouch. You know, people are saying, you know, comp beast, and yeah, that's true, but like he's got a really solid read on the structure of the house.
Agreed. Yeah. No notes. And he said it himself. It's like, you all think that I'm just like this physical competitor, but like I know what's going on, and and he does.
And even sometimes, like, watching the live feeds, I'm like, this man has no idea what the hell is going on. But, like, he absolutely does. Like, I think he just presents so chaotic that you forget that he knows his shit, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think he's fantastic. Yeah.
I think what's funny about Tucker too is that there are some things that he's off on, but like he's just so intense, like when he questions people or like will bring things up that it like causes people to break so that he learns the truth. Like it, there's just something funny. Like he was a little off on the powers at first, right, with Lisa, but like he caught on pretty quick that MJ had something. That he found out about Quinn. Like I felt like he's usually in the right ballpark and like can force his way to getting the truth when he needs to. Like, I don't know. It's interesting.
He's fun. He's very fun to watch. And who gets your 1 point?
Oh, I'm not done.
No, you're just sitting there. Look at me.
I forgot I had one more. I'm sorry. My own point. I will give it to T-Core.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Because, you know, I feel like even at the beginning of the season, and I've continued to say it, like, there's a lot of times where you see her addressing somebody and she just sits back with her mm-hms and, like, doesn't really offer much information. But she's another one that just collects a lot of information and then, like, only really shares it with Chemo. But, like, they have orchestrated a lot of the chaos that's been going on, I feel like.
They certainly have.
I love T-Core. I feel like she gets so much information from people. She like is very smart, and I think that she's going to be very good like maneuvering her way through the game. As long as she just does, I feel like she gets a little bit shy on the trigger sometimes. I felt like she was a little unsure of the Cedric thing, and then like Chemo was really pushing it, and then even this week, like they were trying to figure out if they had the votes to keep Chelsie in the event that Brooklyn won, the AI arena. And T-Core at one point, I remember she made a comment like, oh, like, so it looks like we might have the votes, but now should we do it? And it's like, all right, T-Core, you have all this information, you're rallying votes. It's like, it feels like the same thing like with Cedric, where she was a little unsure if like they should actually pull the move off or not, but luckily both times they actually did. So clearly she's willing to do it, but I feel like she's a little shy on the trigger right now. So
that's fair.
Man on the Moon has an interesting question here. Wants to know if we think that would Chemo get rid of T-Core if Tucker asks him to?
I kind of do.
I think it's possible. I would hope not, though, because I mean, at this point, everybody. I mean, I love Tucker, but there's a part of me that feels like so many people are like playing for Tucker to win.
They really it's so crazy how much influence Tucker has over the house, and unfortunately I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of people are really crushing on him, because like especially this week, like Chemo is also somebody that is like open about like crushing on Tucker, but like the women of the house, the way that they like attached themselves to him this week, and even like he's made comment, like I think it was T-Core actually who clocked it, like Tucker says like a preference that he has, and all of a sudden all of the women are trying to cater to it. Like he says, I like, women to be more natural. I don't like women that wear a lot of makeup. So all of a sudden the women in the house are wearing less makeup. I prefer women with curlier hair. All of a sudden Mackenzie's letting her natural hair out.
Mackenzie totally changed her hair this week.
Really wild.
Mackenzie looked ridiculous. She looked like a doll. Like, do you know what I mean? Like one of those like little like.
Wait, when? At one point, like when she let her
curly hair. The
I
curly
kind of
hair.
like it.
Oh my gosh, I thought it looked ridiculous.
I think it suits her more than like the blowout that she does on like
goodness.
eviction nights and stuff.
Oh my gosh. My goodness.
Kyle and I are not agreeing on anything tonight.
She looked like a fool. I'm sorry. It looked like a wig. It didn't even look like her. It was ridiculous. I didn't know what that was about. I didn't know what that
was. It's because Tucker said he prefers women with curlier hair.
Oh my god. See, now you're gonna make me want to change my points. I'm not gonna, but ugh.
It's wild too, because I think Julie made a comment in tonight's episode that Tucker has won 6 out of the last 8 competitions, whatever, right? That he's played in or whatever. And I feel like every season we talk about like, oh, this person, like, they're really great, they're a comp beast, but they better chill out, they better not win for a little bit because people are going to be targeting them. It's like Tucker just keeps winning things and nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
It's so weird. Like, it's just bizarre. Like, this season is unlike anything I feel like I've seen in this game. Just everything feels so backwards somehow. But like, it's great. I'm enjoying it. I don't know.
I love it. All right. Well, I'm gonna go in the John order. Okay. I'm gonna give my 1 point to Tucker. Giving only one to him. I've been pretty consistent with tossing him threes.
Yeah.
I'm giving him one this week, just because I don't think he should ever go pointless from me. But for all the reasons we just said, we love Tucker. My 2 points is going to T-Core for the reasons that I had kind of stated before. She has won nothing, but she has such an influence here. People listen to her and people allow her to listen to them, which I just think is so powerful. She's orchestrating so much with no real power. I think she's great. And my 3 points, this is new. Okay, this will be this person's first time on the leaderboard.
Wow.
This is a really big deal. All right. It is a lady. She is not on my team, but she's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so my 3 points are going to Rubina.
Wow.
Okay.
I think we're sleeping on her a little bit. This is the
I like her a lot.
Yeah, she really knows the game, and I think she's put herself in a very, very safe position. Because she's definitely in Tucker's favor, but everyone else feels really safe with her and like wants to play this game with her, and she has managed to play both into thinking she is doing what's best for their game too. Rubina's doing a great job playing the middle. I hope it stays up, but I'm excited to see what Rubina does.
Can I just tell you about Rubina? So Rubina's on my team.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was my second pick, maybe. Love Rubina.
Yes, she was.
But I will say, and obviously, I'm glad that it didn't go this way. Let me just preface this with saying that I'm glad that things did not go this way. But I was very interested to see what would have happened in the scenario where Brooklyn wins the AI arena, Chelsie and Cam are still on the block, because that was the first little sign of like Rubina maybe being willing to go against Tucker, even after talking to him about it in that one scene in the HOH room where she was like, oh, like, well, I didn't come here to play a man's game. I came here to win $750,000. So like, if Tucker doesn't like this, he might just have to get over it, whatever. And so there is a part of me that feels like I would have liked to see what Rubina would have done had it been Chelsie and Cam up there. But I'm glad it didn't happen, because that would have meant that Chelsie didn't win the AI arena. She would have been at risk. And then that could potentially ruin Rubina's game if Tucker gets pissed at her. So, but I'm intrigued by the scenario and what she might have done.
Can we also just take a moment to shout out production for that little moment too, because they chose to prioritize game talk over a showman segment, because wow, oh wow, was there a lot of live feed footage of Tucker and Rubina this week. But they instead gave us game conversation. Thank you. Nobody wants the showman segments.
Right.
Thank you.
We don't care. Yeah, we don't care. Give us a special episode later. That'd be cute. Like, surprise us on another Tuesday or something like that.
Recap or something.
Yeah,
even.
but don't interrupt. Don't interrupt the real programming for that nonsense. We like them. Good for them. We're rooting for you. But keep it out of my normal episodes.
Yeah.
Let us be able to go back on the feeds, and that's enough.
Yeah, a special episode like Big Brother Pillow Talk.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hosted by J Dunn 89.
That's right. Let's look at all the horny people in the house this week.
God. I mean, this season at times has felt like Love Island. So honestly, you have no shortage of material.
No lies. All right. Well, That's it. I feel like there's really not much else to say here. Get your final votes in if you have not already. Thank you and thank you. What are we going to do here? We're going to be chatting about the Challenge 40. All right. Coverage officially kicks off tonight. We had our preseason chat, but now we're really ready to get into things. Now that we have wrapped up the Era Invitational, we saw 8 people go home, and I'm happy to report that the team losing the most contestants is Team Morgino, in
I know,
keeping in step
Kyle.
with the
I
Strat
know.
Chat tradition of Gina doing worse than everybody else. So
Gina has never won a draft. Never won a draft.
I gotta tell you, I was really stressed out tonight because there was a chance that my team would have come down to Quinn and Angela. And what a wild team to be represented by. Not that Cam is offering anything to me, but please
he
say
sure isn't. I
something.
forget that he's even in it.
Yo, he was on the block. He was one of the 2 people on the block tonight. And I forgot that he was in the game because Brooklyn was monologuing after the arena about all of the reasons why nobody could send her home. And I was like, is Cam in the room? Where is this man?
Cam is so not into this that
It's
sometimes
crazy.
when I hear Cam, I'm thinking BB25, and
Yes.
my mind locks for a second. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh wait, because like you'll like be reading like a tweet or something, and blah blah blah, and Cam, and I'm like, wait, who?
Kyle,
And I'm like,
he's
oh wait,
on my team, and I don't remember him being in the game.
yeah.
I forget about him
And
all the time.
and even like stuff on the feeds, like I don't see like really anything. Like you
I'm like, is he in the house? Where is this man?
he's not
never
in
there.
any conversation, like nothing. Like he's not in anything that I see clipped. Not there. Like it's
wild.
it's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. But any Hoosers, we've got what is happening in the Big Brother world. We have our regular Sunday at 9 p.m. be airing on the CBS. Wednesday is apparently a 2-hour episode.
Yeah, what
Why? What is that? Wait. Sunday, I think we're also finding out who is the AI instigator.
Oh yes.
Right. But did you even vote? I didn't vote.
I think I did, but I don't remember who for.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is.
I'm sure it was Quinn. I'm sure it was Quinn.
Listen, John. I don't want to hear it, okay? I love Quinn. He's my favorite player. I drafted him first for a reason. Also, I want to give him a kiss. It's fine. Moving on.
Oh.
All right. Wow.
I think that's the first time I heard that.
It took a turn.
Oh, really? I feel like everybody, well, not everybody. The Quinn people on BB Twitter have been pretty vocal.
About Quinn being a hottie.
Cute. I would give him a kiss.
All right. Well.
On that note,
I'm telling you.
Why are you acting like that's a weird thing to say on this podcast? We're always talking about giving people kisses.
No, I'm here for kisses. I'm here for hotties. I just
definitely. I talk about Mariah's thighs all the time.
I just didn't put Quinn in that category. That's all.
Yeah.
But all right, and I just think it's interesting that you said it. Like, you don't really. He must really tickle your fancy, huh? Because you don't really talk about anybody that really, tickles you.
I just hope you're prepared for him to scream in your face both before and after this kiss. Okay.
I think he's funny.
Well, honestly, if I kiss somebody, I would actually welcome a scream in the face. I would imagine that means it excited you greatly. So hopefully, there's not a scream of distaste. Anyway, we're way off topic. Wednesday is a 2-hour episode that's starting at 8 p.m. Thursday, a regular eviction, so we'll be back here at 9:20 EST. But first, we have the Challenge 40 coming up in just about 13 minutes. We will be prompt. Monday, we're dark on Monday. All right? Because usually we're talking claim to fame, but there was no episode this week in honor of the DNC. All right, so nothing to talk about then. So I guess we really will not be back with you until the 29th. You can find out more about what we have going on at Strat Chat Pod, everywhere you want to be on the socials. Thanks for hanging. Share with a friend, like, subscribe, and thank you.